One of the true crime cases that basically broke the internet this year was Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. Now, could a double homicide in Utah be connected to Brian Laundrie? I have so many unanswered questions about the whole Brian Laundrie case. I mean, we now know that he was allegedly found in Florida with a single gunshot wound, but where is that gun? Why wasn't the gun found or located, or was it? Now the father of one of the ladies that was found murdered in Utah has some questions. He wants to know about Brian and Gabby's activities when his daughter was found, or the activities before, leading up to his daughter being found. Now here is a latest news report on this whole situation. It explains it a little bit more, and then I'm going to go into more details surrounding this whole case.
News specialist Mike Anderson with an exclusive interview tonight on why he wants the public to focus on the possible murder weapon.
Yeah, what is now coming to light is a report of some firearms that were stolen just a couple of weeks before the murders. And one of those is pretty unique and could match the unusual bullet casings found at the scene of the crime.
About 3.5 months.
All the girls are gone. We don't have answers. That's torturous.
Too long for a father to go without closure, but Sean Paul Schulte says he cannot give up in finding out what happened to his daughter, Kylen Schulte, and her newlywed wife, Crystal Turner, who Schulte says was also a daughter to him.
So for me, it takes forever. One day takes too long.
He's putting the focus today on something found at the crime scene in the La Salle Mountains.
It's a silver-colored 9mm bullet. It's a very specific ammo.
4 casings, according to a search warrant from the Grand County Sheriff's Office, coupled with the recent discovery that some weapons were stolen in Montezuma County, Colorado, just a couple of weeks before the murders.
Any 9mm that was lost, stolen, hawked, or if anyone knows of anyone who tried to sell a suspicious 9mm.
Schulte says that information first came through a tip he received at a tip booth he set up in Moab. KSL obtained an incident report from the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office confirming that a 9mm Turkish-made pistol was reported stolen, along with a Turkish-made shotgun and bolt-action hunting rifle.
We need someone to say, hey, I remember a creepy guy trying to sell a gun. We just really have to get lucky on trying to find that murder weapon.
In the meantime, Schulte is asking those who knew Kylen and Crystal to remember who they were to the people around them.
We don't want this tragedy to bring other people down. We want them to lift up. We want them to remember how bright the girls' love light shined.
And if you have any information that could help here, you can call the Grand County Sheriff's Office. Again, it's not clear if the stolen pistol was the one used in the crime, but Schulte would like to see more information about this potential lead.
Murdered 24-year-old Kylen Schulte's father, Sean Paul Schulte, who has been working on finding clues about the murder of his daughter and her partner, 38-year-old Crystal Turner, who has lamented that the case is being handled poorly by the authorities, has drawn his attention to 23-year-old Brian Laundrie. Sean Paul, who has been working desperately to bring justice to his late daughter and her wife, said, I want to know if it was Brian and Gabby shooting pool at the world-famous Woody's Tavern in Moab, Utah, where Crystal was playing pool. Sean Paul said staff said Crystal Turner was at Woody's Tavern in Moab, Utah, which offers beers, cocktails, and bar bites, plus pool tables and live music, shooting pool with the creepy man peacefully. The murdered couple told friends they were having issues with a quote-unquote creepy man and planned to move to different campgrounds. Soon after that, family members stopped hearing from them entirely. Now, Gabby Petito and her fiancé, 23-year-old Brian Laundrie, were in Moab on August the 12th, when the two started arguing outside the food co-op Moonflower cooperative where Kylan was a cashier. They had been at Moonflower from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That day, police separated Gabby and Brian, directing Brian to a hotel, Bowen, which was a 2-minute drive from Woody's Tavern. Crystal and Kylan were ultimately found on the 18th in the South Mesa area of the La Salle Mountains, a 45-minute drive from Woody's Tavern that Kylan and Crystal left at 9:30 p.m. on the 13th. That night, Brian Laundrie stayed at a hotel that was a 7-minute walk away from Woody's. Did Brian Laundrie and Gabby meet up the next night to reconcile? Did Brian have an argument with Crystal? Brian was alone the night of the 12th. Kylan and Crystal were last seen on the 13th. Brian Laundrie unexpectedly flew back to Florida on the 17th. Their bodies were found on the 18th. We have absolutely no evidential proof of anything that substantially proves Brian Laundrie murdered them yet. What we do know is that there hadn't been a murder in the town in years until now, and the murder was brutal. The two women's bodies were riddled with bullets and gunshots. Usually, multiple shots are indicative of aggression on the part of the killer. Coroner Dr. Brent Blue said his autopsy examination of Gabby Petito's remains helped him deduce that she died of strangulation, and that the neck of the 22-year-old was forcefully squeezed even after she went unconscious and passed away. Private investigator Jason Jensen believes that although police said there is no link, they really should take a closer look to see if there is a connection between Gabby Petito's death and the double homicide in the same area. Schultz and Turner didn't take any photos of the weirdo man, and they never gave a description of him. But Jensen, who is a board member of the Private Investigators Association of Utah and a member of the American Investigative Society of Cold Cases, said that until authorities can prove that Laundrie was not in the area at the time of the couple's killing, he shouldn't be ruled out. Hey, I agree. I mean, that should be common sense, but we know the authorities mishandle a lot of cases, a lot of them. Jensen added they are not saying his name, so it's someone they are completely unfamiliar with, obviously someone like a Brian Laundrie that's from out of town. Jensen had taken a special interest in the case. Satellite imagery over the area is now being looked at for clues and sightings that would give some indication or new leads, none of which has been successful thus far. Cindy Hunter, who found the bodies of her dear friends, says that she is frustrated more information has not yet been released. We know nothing, Hunter said. They told us Brian Laundrie is not involved. They told us that we are safe, but they don't tell us why. None of us feel safe. Now, Sean Paul, which is one of the ladies' fathers that was found murdered, he stated, "All I know is one of the girls said Crystal was shooting pool with the guy and all seemed fine. I was hoping Woody's staff would take a look to see if they knew who it was. Some couple is all I know. Crystal was shooting pool with a creeper at Woody's, so he may have been following them. We don't know if it was him. It was a couple, a young couple. I want to know if it was." So apparently the staff at the bar at Woody's Tavern said that they was shooting pool with a young couple. That is what they said. Keep in mind, these ladies worked at the same Moonflower grocery store where Brian and Gabby got into an altercation and got pulled over as a result because somebody from Moonflower called and told them. Remember, they called 911 and told them that they seen a man hitting on a girl. Now look, I found this little speculation, this theory, whatever you want to call it, and I mean it's pretty on point. It really is. So I want to discuss it here, and I want to know what y'all think about it. So be sure you let me know in the comments. The van keys were found close to their bodies. Brian Laundrie had to hitchhike to the airport to fly home and get the extra set of keys out of the storage shed. He left Gabby behind. He flies back and gets the van. This info came from a person that is a relative who was working closely on the case. It all makes sense. This is why Gabby is all upset. She knew what happened. Now, my first question was, what happened to the gun that, Brian Laundrie had killed himself with? Chris and Roberta Laundrie, his parents, voluntarily surrendered all guns in their home to law enforcement on September 17th. Their lawyer told WWSB at that time it was discovered that one handgun was not in its case. According to the lawyer, the Laundries presented investigators with the emptied gun case. Laundrie's remains were recovered on October 20th from the Environmental Park, a 25,000-acre nature preserve not far from his parents' home in Northport, Florida. According to the police, he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Well, why wasn't the gun anywhere near him? That's my main question. I mean, if you find a person's body with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, or you claim is self-inflicted, wouldn't there be a gun somewhere? Because after the person done the self-inflicted gunshot wound, they can't go hide the gun. They can't dispose of the gun. So where is the gun? And what kind of gun was it? And why isn't that being released? Now, the lawyer said that the decision was made to withhold information about the missing weapon from the public. He said that both law enforcement and myself made that particular decision. Well, for what for? Because you released all the other information about the case, so why that? Because you know that a lot of the internet sleuths out there are going to piece together the puzzle? I'm just saying, this is all really suspicious to me. The lawyer also told WWSB he has not heard from law enforcement or the FBI about whether the missing firearm has been found. The discovery of Laundrie's body ended a 32-day search involving multiple law enforcement agencies. Laundrie was never charged with Petito's death or disappearance, which is a damn shame in my opinion. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, y'all can call me cuckoo if you want to. I've been called worse. I don't know. Like, this whole thing is a little sketchy to me. I believe the boy is probably still alive somewhere in witness protection. I don't know why, but I do believe that. I mean, I don't know. It's just something is not adding up. There's a lot that's not adding up. So, I don't know, but I do want to know what y'all think. Please let me know in the comments below. Also, please smash that subscribe button if you have not already, and click that bell to all. That way you'll be notified every time I upload. Share this video. Share all my videos. I appreciate it so much. Do y'all think Brian Laundrie could be connected to this couple's homicide? I am praying that this girl's father gets the justice he deserves. I'm praying for answers. If you have any answers, please contact authorities. If you know something, say something.